Welcome back. Part 4, Episode 7, December 18, 2021. Such an emotional morning. I want today to be better than yesterday. The longer I lay here, though, thoughts come to mind that I can't do this. I can't. I don't have time for the BS feelings because I don't have anyone else to do this. I have to do this. I got out of bed and started my day. I talked with my brother John for a little while after breakfast. I started doing laundry and I put a roast on to slow cook all day. While I'm cleaning and after I was done, I started typing in the timeline and my mind went to writing B, a short version of the case file. 12:13 p.m. I sat down with pen and paper and I wrote. I started the letter and I wrote in the information and took a break. Takes a lot out of me. I can't breathe at times. I started writing again, and after the third try of writing it, I got it done at 2:19 p.m. Now my body aches. 6:32 p.m. I also got my timeline caught up from the past few days. I have to keep the faith and stay positive. December 19th, 2021. For some reason, Madison stayed home from work today. Gosh, I certainly hope it is not because of the state of mind I'm in right now. I try to stay busy, but then when I run out of things to keep me busy, I'm an emotional mess again. Madison wanted to go to the cemetery, and we did. 12:11 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery. There's one car here, and I pulled up to Wyatt. We sat with him for a while. I prayed to him. I pulled away, and I pulled up to Megan's area, and I took some pictures. And after I let a couple cars go by, I took a few more pictures. Two of them were up close of Sheridan B. headstone. We sat with Megan for a little while and I prayed to her. And of course I started to cry. We left the cemetery. Madison and I went to the stores to get a few more gifts, and I will wrap gifts this evening. After we were home and we were done with dinner, it is a relaxing evening and I got all the gifts wrapped but 5. I will do them tomorrow. Have a good night. December 20th, 2021. I have to ask, why am I always crying? I wrapped the other gifts and cleaned up. 6:25 p.m. Carla called and wanted to come by, so she did. It's nice to visit with her. I gave her the gift we had gotten her, and she really liked it. She brought me my jewelry I bought from her, and then before she left, she bought one of my books. Thank you, Carla. 10:22 p.m. Madison came in from work just in time to see Carla for a few minutes. I'm tired, so I visited with Madison about her day and I got ready for bed. Thank you, dear God. December 21st, 2021. I thank God and my angels for waking me up and I started my day. Madison had mentioned last night about going today before she went to work to finish the shopping. We did. We were back home by 12:31 and Madison got ready for work. We haven't gotten all the shopping done yet, but we are getting it. As my afternoon moved on, I know today, being a Tuesday, would be a great day to message beep, but for some reason my mind just isn't in it. My heart is, but my thinking isn't. I got on Facebook and I looked on the cemetery page, Megan's page, and it hurts my heart. But I know what they did, and I know what they need to do. But will they? I love you, Megan. Show Nana what to do. 4:26 p.m. Another day will pass, and I have not heard anything. 4:27 p.m. I adore you, Wyatt. December 22nd, 2021. Yes, I'm still shopping. We decided today to go outside of the city to shop. I drove to beep, beep. Madison and I went to the restaurant they have in town, and then we went to the stores. It's nice to get out of the city. When we got back home, I finished wrapping what gifts we had. I will finish the shopping tomorrow, or I should say Madison will. For the past week, maybe longer, I have been praying. Give me a Christmas miracle for Megan and the others. Thank you, dear God. December 23rd, 2021. Feeling a bit stressed today. I'm still praying the same prayer. I started cleaning. I needed to with the Christmas holiday coming and the weekend being busy. I needed to get the cleaning done. I spent the day doing that. It keeps my mind off of other things. When Madison came in from shopping from what else we needed to be done, she helped me finish cleaning. And it's so nice she offered. Thank you for this day. December 24th, 2021. I'm having a rough morning day. My sugar had run a little low and I had to get something to eat quickly. I get so cold after an episode like that, but I knew once I got something to eat I would feel better. And as I'm waiting to get warm, 10:57 a.m., the morning moved on, and as I started feeling better, Madison is ready to go to the cemetery. 12:24 p.m., I pulled up to Wyatt. We sat with him for a little while, and then I pulled around to see Megan. I took pictures, and I talked with her. And as I talked with her, the same request came to mind, a miracle for Megan and the rest of them. I've been asking over and over again. When we left the cemetery, I told both my angels we loved them. And on our way home, we decided to go to the dollar store. We stopped at one to get packing tape. Yes, I'm running behind getting my great nephew's package in the mail, but I did do that today. 7:04 p.m. I did get all the gifts wrapped. I got the family room ready for the party, except the last minute things you do before a party begins. Merry Christmas Eve. December 25th, 2021. Merry Christmas. 7:29 a.m. I'm awake but in bed laying here thinking. I decided to get on Facebook and look to see who else is on. I got on the cemetery page just to look at it. Early afternoon is great. My granddaughter and grandson-in-law brought my great-granddaughter over so she could see Santa had come to Nana's house. And Santa did come. Madison, myself, and our family friend, Beep, are cooking and getting things ready to eat. Samantha and Jose stayed and taste tested the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, and the gravy, the things that was already finished. It was funny. Beep kept giving them food, and not all of the food was even done. When Samantha and Jose got ready to leave, my great granddaughter Olivia went back with them until later. After they left, Beep, Madison and I ate. When dinner was over for us, Beep had left. Madison and I went to the cemetery. We went now before everyone starts to arrive later. When I pulled into the cemetery, it was busy. I noticed a car sitting at Babyland 6 West. Madison wouldn't let me stop and talk with them. I drove on, and as we were walking up to Wyatt's, Madison said, I don't think today is the day anyone would want to talk about this. And of course I agree. We visited with Wyatt, and I would look over to see if the people were still there. And they stayed for about 3 or 4 minutes after we were there. But I can tell you what the vehicle looked like. It was dark blue in color. 4:44 p.m. I took a picture of Madison at Wyatt's grave. I took pictures of his headstone. Then I drove around to see Megan. We visited with Megan, and I took a picture of Madison with Megan. I sat some more pictures, and I took 2 pictures of the tree trunk. I stood there to talk with Megan, and I asked her, well, I told her, baby, I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to whomever it was at Babyland 6 West. But one day while I'm here, let the people be here or be getting here and give me that chance to talk to them. When we were done, we got in the car, and Madison is sitting in the passenger seat and reached down and said, is this that leaf you've been looking for? I looked at it, and I was so excited about her finding it. It's been lost for a couple of weeks, and it was a nice sight to see on Christmas Day. When we got back home, 5:14 p.m., I took a picture of that leaf. Then I took one of both of the leaves together. A couple weeks back, I had found 2 heart-shaped leaves, perfect heart-shaped. And well, the wind had been so crazy. So in my mind, I had thought one of the leaves had flown away, or when a door or window was open, it blew out. One sat by itself until Madison found the second one today. I'm happy she found it. Now they both sit on my fireplace mantel. We got things ready and waited for everyone to get here. 7:07 p.m. Carla and Bradley came over. Then Nicole and the girls came in, my granddaughters, Megan's younger sisters. We visited and waited for my son's family to come to get the party started. They did come, and we all had a good time. Thank you for this day, the day with my kids and their kids, my grandbabies. The day was awesome. When my day was over and I laid down in bed, I thanked God. December 26, 2021. Man, I am tired. We got most of the mess cleaned up last night after everyone had left, but I still had some things to do this morning. I did get it done. To everyone, have a good, blessed day and stay positive. Thank you, dear God, for this day. Thank you, my angels. December 27, 2021. When I woke up this morning, I felt as though I needed to do something. I lay here and I finally get out of bed and I started my morning with breakfast. And after checking my sugar level was running pretty good. And I don't want to brag about them. 10:50 a.m. I was late making my bed this morning. But after I made it, I sat at the edge of the bed talking to my angels and God. I was thanking God for the day and I asked Him to protect us from evil. I heard a familiar voice say, Nana, you relax the next day or two. I looked up with tears in my eyes and thought, are you sure? Then I realized who I was hearing, and I said, thank you. Bless Jeff and Nicole to care for their babies, my grandbabies, and the great grandbabies. Bless my friends and family. Bless the homeless, the hungry, the needy, and the sick. When Madison got up, she wanted to go to the cemetery before she had to go to work, and we did. 12:52 p.m. We're at the cemetery. We sat with Wyatt for a little while until we saw a worker parked behind the pine trees. So we left to go see Megan. I pulled up to Megan's and started taking pictures. Her flowers are still stuck in the ground. We had to fix them a time or two to get them to stay. I told Megan the last day I fixed it. I said, hang on to your flowers, baby. I prayed to her and I told my angels I loved them. And we left the cemetery. When I left, I felt the sense of being at peace, a peaceful feeling that everything will be all right. We went to eat lunch and then got home. Madison got ready for work. December 28, 2021. Wow, what a morning. A thought came to mind as I sat down to read my daily word, and it said, let the past go. Exactly what the book said. December 29th, 2021. Thank you, dear God. Madison and I decided to go to the cemetery. 1:16 p.m. When we got there, I received a phone call and had to go home. I only had time to tell my angels I loved them, and I took a few pictures of Megan's area and I pulled out of the cemetery. When we got back home, we decided to wait until tomorrow to go back. So I started cleaning and getting things ready for Madison's day the next 2 days. Bless us all. December 30th, 2021. We did go back out to the cemetery. 1:16 p.m. I pulled up to Wyatt. We sat with him for a little while and I prayed to him to watch over all of us. I asked him to give great grandma, my mom, a kiss for me and to tell her I love her. 1:25 p.m. I pulled up to Megan's area and I took pictures and I sat with her and talked with her. I told her the same thing, to give baby brother a hug and a kiss and to tell him we love him. Madison always says they've got cooties. She's so funny. I asked Megan to send someone. I even said, it's not too late for a Christmas miracle. I said, please send someone. After a few minutes, we left the cemetery, and when we arrived back home, we made lunch and I tried to relax. Madison's plans for tonight for her 18th birthday is to go to the casino. We can't go until the clock strikes midnight, and with her ID to get in, she will be able to play. I haven't been to a casino in 20 years. It's been a long time. Madison wants her and I to go together, so we are. She got off work this evening at 10 p.m., and after she rested and we snacked, we got ready to be at the casino at midnight. We got to the doors at 12:04 a.m. We walked in with $200 to have fun, and at our last $40, we started winning and won our money back, and we left with $245. Madison was happy, and so was I. We went home. We were so tired. Actually, we were too tired to go to another casino. So we went to bed. We had fun. Happy 18th birthday, Madison. Thank you, dear God. Good night. December 31st, 2021. Happy birthday, Madison. I love and adore you with all my being. Enjoy your day. My morning is busy cleaning and getting things ready for Madison's birthday. We are taking a limo ride this evening and then a New Year's Eve party afterwards. Madison also wanted to go to the cemetery to see her brother and sister for her birthday. We did. 3:02 p.m. we were at the cemetery. We walked up to Wyatt's and I took a picture of Madison and her brother. We stood with him for a little while and I prayed to him and told him to have a happy new year. We sang happy birthday to Madison. She laughed. When we were done, we went to see Megan. 3:08 p.m. I took a picture of the full view. Then I took one of Sheridan Beep's rock headstone. I took a picture of Megan's vase of flowers. Then I took two pictures with Madison and Megan. I prayed to her to help us. I prayed to her to watch over all of us. I told her to give baby brother a hug and a kiss and to tell him we love him. And Madison said again, he has cooties. I asked Megan to watch over all of us tonight. I was at peace leaving the cemetery. 5:40 p.m. People started gathering for the first limo ride. Family goes first, then Madison and her friends for the last 3 hours. We had a good time and the whole night was great. The limo ride and the New Year's Eve party went well, and my whole family, my little family, we were all there. Thank you, Jeff, Shia, Samantha, and Jose, and Maria, Jose's mom. Happy New Year. We got back home at 2:08 a.m. and went to bed. January 1st, 2021. The lights went out during the night. The clocks were flashing this morning. When I got to the kitchen and noticed the clock flashing, it was flashing 4:04. I started crying and praying to Megan. 4:04 is Megan's birthday. It weirded me out a little bit, but I knew too to take it as a sign. She's letting me know it will all be all right. I love you, my angel. My day is relaxing and not so emotional, and I am thankful for that. January 2nd, 2022. I got up this morning with a peaceful feeling. When I started writing the daily events of this story, I'm a bit emotional, but thought, my angel is right here with me and will see me through this case to get it over with. My same prayer, bless this year to be the year. Today has been somewhat a bit emotional. I would catch myself crying, thinking too much about everything, not just one thing, but everything. It's making my head spin. God help me. I have to ask sometimes, is there a lesson in all of this? Because I ask for release. January 3rd, 2022. Happy birthday to my son. I love you more than life itself. Enjoy your day. 8:25 a.m. my brother John called. We only talked for about 10 minutes. But as we were talking, we started talking about the new year and me working on the cemetery. I told him, I have to get this done before I can move on in life. John said, can I say something without you getting mad? I said, yeah, I don't get mad at you, but yeah. He said, no matter what you have to do, no matter what someone tells you to do one thing and this one thing only. Take care of yourself first. It's not worth getting sick over or dying over. I said, oh, I know. I'm trying not to let it run me down, but I know it has. I feel it. But I pray and pray and pray for this day to be the day. I just hope the day comes sooner than later. John got quiet. I said, thank you, though. Thank you for saying that. When I said that to him, a thought came to mind. A good thought, a good feeling. Ever since he said that to me, I have been having good feelings and good thoughts. So thank you, my brother John. Thank you to all who have been sincere with me throughout all of this time. Thank you, dear God. Thank you for everything. A new week, and I have to ask God and my angels for guidance and to show me, to let me know what I need to be doing. When I started my day, I didn't do anything. Am I not supposed to be doing anything? Give me that sign. January 4th, 2022. When I woke up this morning, I had a bad feeling, a bad gut feeling like something is wrong. I lay here, and after I prayed to God to protect us from evil, I started crying. I had to get out of bed and to clean my face. So when I did, I went back to lay down and I dozed off. When I woke up, I felt better. My day was okay. January 5th, 2022. This morning, waking up, I looked out the side of the shade and saw the sun shining. I got up and ate breakfast and started cleaning. We had some running around to do, and it seems as though everywhere we went there's construction on the streets. It's slowing us down a little bit, but we did get everything done. 3:02 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. When I pulled in, there's only one other car here. We pulled up to Wyatt, got out of the car. We walked over to him and I prayed to him. We visited with him for a while, and then I pulled around to Megan. I took pictures, and as we looked, Madison noticed Megan's elf out of her flowers. So she walked over to put it back in the flowers, and we left the cemetery. And on this same day, January 5th, 2022, my son, grandson, Madison, and I had taken a short trip for a few days. So there is no entry from this day to the 8th. January 9th, 2022, 10:32 a.m. We were on the road again. We had some good laughs and saw a lot of sights. My son or grandson hasn't been to Florida yet, so I'm glad they went with Madison and I. The closer we got to home, it was like a dread. No one wants to go back to the city. But then on the other hand, we did miss our bed. We made it home safely about 8:30 p.m. Jeff and little Jeff were dropped off, and then Madison and I went home. I'm emotional, I'm confused, and I need to try to make sense of it all. My first love is buried on the same day as my husband's birthday. May they both rest in peace. What are the odds of that? Good night. January 10th, 2022. Good morning. Yes, emotional. I did have a boost of a pickup when I checked my sugar this morning, and it's 111. I know to think positive when I see the numbers. Control the way you think. Patty and Lisa called to ask how I was, and of course I told them I am good, but I don't know at times whether I am or not. I just carry on. 2:14 p.m. As I read my daily word script today, Jeff's announcement card of death fell out of the little book. I looked at it, and as I turned it over, I noticed the scripture on Jeff's card is the same scripture of my mother's card. And of course, I cried. 4:04 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. We went to check on things after getting back. I pulled up to Wyatt first, and I did see that Megan's flowers were still there. After we were done visiting Wyatt, I pulled around to Megan. 4:25 p.m. I took pictures of Megan's area, and I prayed to her, and I asked her to help me, baby, get this done. And now I have another angel to pray to. And off and on today it comes and goes. I will be fine, and then I'm crying. It's so darn emotional. 7:55 p.m. Oh no. I feel as if I start to cry, I would have a breakdown and not be able to stop. God help me. January 11th, 2022. Another emotional morning. Man, I have got to shake this. I got up and couldn't even check my sugar. I could feel it was low. I ate, I felt better. Then I checked my sugar and it was 123. 10:44 a.m. I started looking online for news stations in the surrounding states of beep. I wrote them down. I have to try everything. But before I do, I will contact beep the reporter again. At lunch, I checked my sugar and it was 111, as it was yesterday morning. I know I need to think positive, but what I really need is someone to help me, someone to believe me. Since that moment of seeing the numbers, I haven't cried so much. I hope whatever is going on in my life, I can deal with it, be happy with it, and let my past be gone. 3:18 p.m. Patty called. We only talked for a few minutes, but she was just checking in. Patty asked me, "How are you doing?" I said my sugar was 111 again yesterday, and I think I will be good, if not better than good. She said, "That's good, Em." I said, "Yeah, it has to be good." After we were done talking, I hung up and took Madison to work. I'm home alone and I'm trying to stay busy and think good thoughts. God bless me to be all right and strong enough to get through this. 8:30 p.m. I sat down and I thought I would call Susie. When she answered, she said, "I was going to call you." I said, "Oh, wow." She said, "It's odd how we have that same kind of thought at times." I said, "Yes, it is." We talked for about an hour. Her daughter Erica called in and Susie said, "Let me call you back." I said, "All right." We hung up. 9:48 p.m. Susie called back. We talked for about another hour and 50 minutes. We talked about everything from the funeral to her daughters to the doors from my past closing. And she said, "And you know what that means. When one door closes, another door opens." I said, "Yeah." And of course, I had tears in my eyes. She said, "Maybe God is closing these doors for you to open up another door, to open up the door for you to get the cemetery case done." I started crying and said, "God, I hope so." She said, "It'll be over soon. I feel it will be over this year." I said, "I hope it's sooner than later." Susie said, "It will be." And God, I have to believe what she is saying. Good night. I love you, my angels, and thank you, God. January 12th, 2022. It's a beautiful day. Thank you, my dear God. I put all the Christmas things away. I had a few different conversations this morning and afternoon, and I appreciate the thoughts and prayers. Thank you. 3:06 p.m. I called Carla. We talked a little while, and I told her sometime when she's free, she can come over and look at the pictures of the cemetery, and I can tell her the story. I said I even looked up the news stations that surround beep so we can start sending it to them too. Carla said, "Yes, we could." She started laughing a little and said, "And we could, or you could help me put my gingerbread house together." I laughed and said, "Yeah, we can do that too." Carla said, "I have never done one. My mom didn't do that stuff with us, and I want to do one." I said, "Yeah, we will do that." We chuckled. We talked a little longer about her job while she was driving and delivering packages. I stayed on the phone with her because it was a little ways away, and I was nervous for her. When she was done and back home, we talked while she sat in her car before she went inside, and we said our goodnight. The rest of the evening I cleaned up and I relaxed and got ready for bed. January 13, 2022. Good morning. Wow, it came to mind this morning. I don't have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. For a couple years, or at least as far back as I can remember, I have had a gut-wrenching sick feeling. I would wonder where it's coming from or why. But I did notice this morning it wasn't there. Thank you for that. I pray today for strength. I know I should be doing something, and why I'm not, I don't know. Bless me with the strength I need, the knowledge, the guidance I need to get this for Megan and the rest of God's angels, and for myself. Thank you and protect us from evil. 2:08 p.m., Madison and I went to the store. Then we decided to go to the cemetery. We hadn't been out there since Monday, so it was a good day to visit. 2:53 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery and there were a couple guys picking up branches from the tree branches they cut down. I pulled past the city truck up to Wyatt, sat there for a little while. We don't get out of the car if the city people are here. I talked to him and I prayed to him for help. I sat in silence for a few minutes and then I pulled around to see Megan. I pulled up to Megan and her flowers were gone. And I thought, oh no. Madison then spotted them on another headstone. Someone moved them, and most likely it was to cut the broken branches out of the tree. And thank you for that. When I saw the flowers laying on the other headstone, I got out of the car and walked over to Megan's flowers, and I only arranged the red flowers that were stuck in the ground, and I brought the vase of flowers home. I'm glad they were still there. When I got done, I walked back over to the car and I sat with Megan for a little while, talking and praying to her. And for some reason, since I left the cemetery, I have had a heavy heart. I feel like I'm missing something, like my body is tight with frustration. And I know, let go and let God. January 14, 2022. I haven't woken up like I have the past two mornings in a very long time, like years. Yesterday morning I woke up with no bad feeling, and I did it again this morning. After I realized that I haven't felt that way for 2 days, I felt good. I thought to myself, I just may be on the way to finishing this and feeling like I can live life. Now show me what I need to do. Give me the guidance to get it done. Guide me with knowledge. Thank you. January 15, 2022. Rest in peace, my pops. This is the third day in a row I haven't had a heavy heart or a bad gut feeling when I first wake up. I'm not sure what it all means, but any easier feeling for me, I am grateful to feel it. I relaxed most of the morning and my daughter called, needing to talk to her mom. I went and picked them up, Nicole, Zoe, and Lily. Madison took lunch from work and went with me to get them. Of course, we had a little fun. Just a little bit of time, we had a good laugh and a talk. I dropped Madison back off at work and then took Nicole and Lily home, and Zoe stayed with me. I love all my babies. When Zoe and I got back to the house, she waited for Madison to get off work and I started dinner. Madison came home and we ate. Then the girls wanted to go for a ride, so they did, and I was able to relax some more. I had a couple of calls today, and it was nice to get caught up with everyone. January 16, 2022. Well, this morning, a feeling was there that I recognized, but I did not let it get to me. I thank God for waking me up, and I asked Him to protect us from evil. I got up and made breakfast for us before Madison left for work. I made pancakes and sausage patties. Madison left for work, and I started doing laundry and cleaning the living room and dining room. At 10:56 a.m., my phone rings, and it's my brother John. We talked for a matter of a few minutes, and his wife got on the phone, and we were talking about what she's been doing, and something came up about the cemetery packet that I had given her and John when I was there in November. Gail said, "Did I tell you about that girl?" I said, "What girl?" She said, "Well, you know when you were here, I had the rental car." I said, "Yeah." She said, "I left that case packet in the back seat of the rental car, and after I got home, the phone rang, and it was a girl named Summer. Summer asked Gail if she left a gold envelope in the car because she didn't know if it was left in the car before or if it was Gail's. Gail told her, yes, it's mine. It's my sister-in-law's, and she gave it to me to hold on to in case she needed any information off of it." Summer said, "It's your sister-in-law. Is she going to write a book about this?" Gail said, "Oh, yes, I believe there will be a book." Her and Gail talked, and Summer asked, "Can I take this file home? I would love to read more about this." Gail said, "Yeah, you can, but just don't misplace the information because she will need it when she needs it." Summer said, "Oh, no, when you come in a few weeks, you can pick up the packet and bring the tool back." Gail said, "All right." While Gail was telling me the story, I told Gail, "Summer can keep that packet, and I will mail you another. I have plenty in case I need them." Gail said, "Oh, all right." I said, "When you go in, give Summer my phone number and ask her if she knows of anyone, anything that could help us, and she could keep that file for information." Gail said, "Yeah, if someone by the name of Summer calls you, you know it is Summer from here wanting to talk to you." I said, "Right. She may know someone that knows someone that knows someone." Gail said, "Yeah, really, you never know." Gail said, "I will talk to her this week when I take the car in to give them their tool back they left in the car." I said, "All right, yes, talk to her. Find out her last name, her phone number, and let her know she can keep that packet for the information." Gail said, "All right, I will." She then gave John, my brother, the phone back, and I am so grateful for Summer and Gail. Gosh, I hope this works. My thoughts went to, that would be a great way to end this story, by a complete stranger that finds a packet of information in the back seat of a rental. That may be far reaching, but I have to hope that something will work out. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Summer. I finished cleaning and stayed busy so I didn't overthink the situation. Madison came in from work, and right now we are going to the cemetery. 2:43 p.m. After visiting the cemetery and getting back home, I started looking for email addresses and the distance of the surrounding states of beep. I finished at 3:33 p.m. When I saw the time, I said a prayer to God that this works, and I thanked Him for the time on the clock. Of course, I got tears in my eyes, and I stood up to walk into the living room to tell Zoe that I found 9 of them. Then when I double checked, I said, "I found 10. Hopefully I can get started this week on sending the emails to the news stations." Zoe agreed. 3:41 p.m. We are going to the cemetery. 4:04 p.m. I backed out of the driveway to head toward the cemetery. When we got there and I drove by where I could see that Megan's flowers were still there, they were. I told Madison and Zoe I'm happy when they leave the flowers alone and that they are still there. Madison and Zoe agreed. I drove back to see Wyatt, and I prayed to him, and I asked him for help. And I know this is all in God's timing, but I feel I need to be doing something. As I drove around to Megan's area, I took some pictures, and I took one up close of Sheridan B. rock headstone. I took one of Megan's flowers stuck in the ground behind the tree. I pulled away. On my way home, I happened to look up at my phone, and the time on the phone was 4:44 p.m., and I knew my angels were around me. January 17th, 2022. Such an emotional morning. I pray, I ask for help, and it seems as though no one is listening. I cry. I get so darn emotional, and I'm not a pleasure to be around. So I try at times to close my off from everything. I have to. I pray I have the help when I go to send the news stations the information. I pray I do. 9:55 a.m. My brother John called, and I wasn't really feeling up to talking, but I answered anyway. As we talked, he said, "If you're having a problem today, today is the most depressing day of the year." I chuckled a little bit and said, "Well, that explains my problem." Actually, I was relieved. We talked a little longer and I had to get off the phone. We hung up. I love you, Brother John. January 18, 2022. I fought a heavy heart to go away this morning, first thing when I woke up. I said, "No, no, no, I'm not doing this. Not today." I got up and got ready to go to the doctor. When I left their office, I felt great. My A1C is good, my heart rate is good, my blood pressure was good, and the doctor praised me. And I'm so happy. When I got in the car and I told Madison how well I was doing, she thought it was good too. While driving up the highway, I decided to go see our angels. 11:43 a.m. I pulled into the cemetery, and as I drove up the small hill, I saw a city truck coming toward me. I kind of joked about it and moved out over so we could both pass. I pulled back to Wyatt first. We sat with him and I prayed to him. And I talked with him about sending someone to help. I sat a little longer and I pulled around to Megan. At 11:54 a.m., I took some pictures. It looked as though they had been trimming the broken branches off the tree, which is a good thing. And I sat with her for a few more minutes and I pulled away telling them I love them. On my way home from the cemetery, I'm feeling good. When we got home, Madison set up the email for me to send Beep, the reporter, an email with 3 more pictures. Just a little more information about the case. 10:53 p.m. I had tried 3 different times to send it and it wouldn't send. 1:22 p.m. The 4th time I tried sending it, it sent. The message said, subject, no word from anyone. Good day. Beep. Hello, it's me, Emily McMahon. I'm sending this message while being patient to hear from a news station here in Beep, and I haven't heard anything. I want to show you a few pictures as I have before. First picture, taken in the early 2000s. There is a Babyland 6 West sign in front of the south tree where my granddaughter was laid to rest, west of the tree. I sent picture 3 in the case file. Then in 2006, years before the floodwater moved the headstone, the Babyland 6 West is still in front of the south tree. 2 days after the floodwater moved the headstone, there is no sign where they say they removed the tree. The sign is still in front of the south tree. Please help, Emily. I felt good sending it, and after trying and trying, and on the 4th time it sent, that meant so much more, sending it like that. Thank you, my angels. Thank you, dear God. 1:25 p.m. I sent message to Carla that I sent beep the message with 3 pictures. 1:43 p.m. I sent Jen the message with the pictures I sent to beep. 1:44 p.m. I sent the same message and pictures to Susie. I'm feeling good about the message. Prayers, please. Thank you. January 19, 2022. Not much done today. Waited on beep to get back to me, but it didn't happen today. I couldn't do much more. I'm sick and I'm in bed. Gosh, I hope I can be well quick enough to get this finished for God and the angels. My angel Megan. January 20th, 2021, or 2022, excuse me. Still in bed sick. January 21st, 2022. In bed, but I did feel good enough to sit up and get out of bed. I wanted to go to the cemetery, but the time Madison got off work, I was asleep, and she fell asleep too when she got home. We will go tomorrow, I pray. January 22nd, 2022. 9:15 a.m. I messaged Patty. I wrote, hope all is well. You talk with beep. 10:08 a.m. Patty wrote, no, he hasn't returned any calls into the studio. I wonder if I should use another name. 10:14 a.m. I wrote back to Patty, maybe Beep is out sick too, or that's a feeling I had last night as I said my prayers. I pray for all to be well. Gosh, I hope all will be all right. Yeah, I will leave Beep alone until he contacts me. If he does, good. If he doesn't, I will move on to a reporter closer to the state surrounding Beep. Okay, Feeling so much better today, I was up and out of bed. Although I did not sleep well last night, I think I was able to fall asleep around 4 a.m., but not until I had to get up and drink a cup of lemon and chamomile tea. I don't remember anything after I drank it until I woke up this morning. So today I'm running on 5 hours of sleep. And it very well could be because that's all I've been doing the past few days. 1:17 p.m., Madison and I left to go to the cemetery. When Madison pulled in, there were a few cars in the back of the cemetery. Madison passed by Megan's area, and I told her I loved her. I drove back to Wyatt. Madison drove back to Wyatt. When we arrived, Madison passed it a little too far, and she said, had to back up. Madison is so funny sometimes. She is one little girl that is keeping her sister and brother alive, and I thank her and God for that. She drove around to see Megan, and we sat with her for a little bit, and I talked with each one of them. Madison took a few pictures, as we always do. We have to. After we left, Madison was hungry, but I didn't want to go home yet, so we drove out to beep, beep. We got out there. We go out there at times to get out of the city, and there's really good restaurants in that town, so we like going there. And of course, we go to the stores when we are out there too. We started picking up the snacks for Madison's graduation party in June. What we did get today doesn't expire until August of this year, so I believe we will be good. It was a good afternoon, and she and I have fun when we went out unexpectedly like that all the time. Madison and I make our own fun. I'm feeling better this evening, and I pray I can continue to be better and get this done. 5:47 p.m. It's a Saturday evening, and I did not expect to hear from Beep, and I didn't, but I haven't since I sent him the message. God bless B to be well. Bless him to get back to me this coming week. And how long should I wait to hear from him? This next week? Show me the way. I love you, Megan. I love you, Wyatt. January 23rd, 2022. All right, feeling like it's going to be a good day. I pray. I still feel a little lightheaded, but I'm moving around. I read something this morning that said, to prevent pneumonia, you gotta get up and move around. I got up. I'm not doing much, but I am moving around. Thank you, dear God. Madison wanted to go to the cemetery again to try to find where her friend was put to rest yesterday. And we did. When she pulled in, she is driving. There were quite a few people here. I was happy to see. After visiting with Wyatt, Madison pulled to the back of the cemetery. We were both looking for a fresh pile of dirt, of which there was only one it looked. Madison pulled around to the same side as Megan is on. She got out of the car and walked over to another plot, and she said when she got back in the car, "That's a lady." We pulled up to Megan, still looking for fresh graves, and we didn't see any. Although while Madison was looking for the grave, I did spot two graves on the other side, closer to the middle of the cemetery, closer to Wyatt. I saw a blue balloon on the grave, but couldn't see much more from a distance. After we visited with Megan and Madison snapped a few pictures, she pulled back around to where I told her there was a couple of fresh graves at it, looked like, from where I was sitting anyway. When she was out of the car, when she pulled up, I pointed out the blue balloon. She got out of the car and walked over to that gravesite. And I knew when she didn't come right back that it was him. It was. Just across the walk from Wyatt. She was crying when she got back in the car, and I started crying. I said, "You can ask him to help us with Megan. No one can hurt him any more. God needed him home for some reason. And I feel so bad for her. Such unnecessary bullshit goes on with these young kids. Get the damn guns out of your hands and put a paycheck in them. It's so sad." I talked with her and I told her to remember him and keep him alive. I was better, so I asked Madison if she wanted me to drive. She sat there a little while and said, "No, I'll be all right." She drove on by Megan again and we left the cemetery. On our way home, she started talking about him and the stories of how he was and about their conversations they would have. And we know he's in heaven. I told her you can visit with him when we visit Sissy and baby brother. She shook her head and wiped some more tears. When we got home, she dropped me off and she went to put gas in the car because she forgot to stop. But I think she just needed the alone time, and that was okay. While she was gone, I decided to write the daily story down. When I turned on my computer, I was also in deep thought of something, and I said a prayer when the computer popped up. It was 4:29 p.m. I looked out the front window and said in a soft voice, "Thank you, Mom. I knew my prayer was answered. Thank you, dear God." While at the cemetery, I asked both of my angels to send. Beep! I pray they send them. I pray, God, help me to be strong enough to talk to them, to even practice what I would say. I practice. January 24th, 2022. An early morning. Had to have blood drawn to have my levels checked for by my doctors. I don't mind either, because I would rather know than not know, I told the nurse this morning. A new week was what was on my mind this morning while driving home from the hospital. I thought maybe, just maybe, being a new week, Beep will get back to me. Then I thought, Beep is off work on Monday, so my fingers are crossed too that he will contact me tomorrow or any other day this week. I'm praying that all I can give, though, is this week. I did ask Patty if she had talked with him, and she said, I have called, but he hasn't ever returned any calls or been back in the office. I said, maybe he's sick or he's on vacation. Patty didn't reply. I didn't mention to her, too, that I will leave Beep alone and start sending it to the surrounding states. No reply to that either. I will give Beep this week, next week. That will have to be it. January 25th, 2022. Well, the way I feel this morning is good. As my morning moves on, I feel a little sick with a slight headache. I'm not sure how to feel nowadays. God bless me to finish this for you. Finish it for Megan, for all the angels there. I haven't heard anything from Beep. Man, I really thought he was on my side. He told me in the last message from him to let him know how it worked out for me. I messaged him 1 week ago, not a word from him. I will begin a new path Monday of next week. I have to keep going. I just have to. 5:36 p.m. Madison said, we should go to the cemetery. I said, yeah, we could, but I have to get dinner done, and by the time we eat, it'll be dark. Madison looked out the window and said, unless, Madison said, well, let's wait and see when we are done eating. I said, all right. I finished dinner, and by the time we ate, it was at the tip of being dark. She said, we will go after work tomorrow before it gets dark. I said, okay. As I looked out the window and I got up to close the shade, I cleaned up and relaxed for a little bit. Madison wanted to get a cup of fruit from a store not too far from our house. And we did. We got back home where it is warm, another cold day tomorrow, and I can't wait for spring. Relaxing now and getting ready for bed. Nothing from Beep, and I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. I pray he will be there to help me. If not, though, he gave me enough information to move on to another area, and I will do that starting Monday of next week. It seems as though throughout this whole thing, and yeah, I am pissed. I hate to be, but it seems again when I believe someone will help, they don't. Why? My heart is heavy and I want to cry. Someone please help. Please help. January 26, 2022. It's been a good morning, and I got to talk to my brother John. We talked a little while. Sometimes he just needs someone to listen, and I do. Madison wanted me to drive her around to run a few errands. She also asked me to go to the cemetery, and we did. When we got there, there was a city funeral truck here, So they were closing up a funeral. After we visited with Wyatt for a little bit, 3:33 p.m. is on the clock. When I saw it, I said, "Thank you, Jesus." After I pulled around to see Megan, I took some pictures and sat with her for a while. And I told my angels I loved them, and I pulled away, and I felt good. I asked both of them to send beep. I said, if beep is sick, bless him to be well to help me. If he is on vacation, bless him to get home safely to help me. Please bless someone to help. When I left the cemetery and on my way home, I had to drop Madison off at her friend's house to get her nails done. So I drove around until it was time to pick her up. When I picked Madison up, we grabbed some gorditas for dinner and went home. 7:15 p.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, "I think beep, beep may have lost some of his clout in beep, really. Maybe we need a different anchor." 8:08 p.m. I wrote back to Patty, "We can talk tomorrow. Gosh, I hope it isn't because beep reached out to us. I hope he's on vacation. It's been a week and one day today that I sent him the message. If I don't hear anything, I will move on to something else." Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me at lowercase letters Emily McMahon, EMILY, McMahon, MCMAHAN 208 at gmail.com. Thank you for listening and stay kind with your words.